If you have a teen with ADHD, then you have experienced the frustration of figuring out how to parent the challenging symptoms that it brings. There are 6 evidence-based strategies for what I call pro-ADHD parenting that really work, and I'm going to share those with you here. I'm also going to share with you 6 common mistakes that obviously don't work, and these are called disruptive ADHD parenting styles. At the end, you're going to be clear on what to do and what not to do as you more confidently parent your teenager with ADHD. I'm Annie Adjen. I'm a certified ADHD coach. I work with teens and college students and their parents to help them all better manage ADHD and learn how to harness its many gifts. Okay, so I want you to picture 2 buckets. There is the pro-ADHD parenting bucket, and there's the other bucket called disruptive parenting. The pro-ADHD bucket holds parenting methods that will help to improve your teen's behaviors. The disruptive parenting bucket is things parents often do, even the best of parents, which unfortunately end up making ADHD symptoms worse, especially in the areas of attitude, behavior, and oppositional defiance. Here next are the 6 helpful strategies from the pro-ADHD parenting bucket. Scaffolding. Wherever you know your teenager is prone to faltering, that is where you come alongside and support them in getting it right, even if you think they should already be able to do it by themselves. Teens with ADHD don't learn when you just let them fail. They learn by getting things right over and over. Help them where needed, whenever needed, in a way that shows empathy and models the skill that you're trying to promote. Once they reach about 80% efficacy with 80% consistency in that skill, then you pull back a layer of scaffolding. If your teenager is really dropping the ball, like on the daily, that's your clear sign that you'll want to lower your expectations and heighten your scaffolding. P is for praise and positive reinforcement. This is truly one of the most effective tools for combating the low self-esteem that often comes with ADHD. Kids with ADHD typically receive 5 to 8 times more negative feedback than their neurotypical peers, and this is what really starts to erode their confidence. However, the praise from a parent makes your teen stronger and more resilient. The key is keep your praise genuine, timely, unconditional, and focus it on their efforts, not their outcomes or achievements. Effort-based praise helps them see their value and makes them seek out new, even harder challenges. And that is the best way to build confidence. I is for imperturbable. I know, it's a hard word to say, and often in parenting, it's a hard thing to do. Imperturbable means someone who is calm, composed, and not easily upset or agitated, even in challenging or stressful situations. Your teen with ADHD has a lot of skills that they've got to practice, and parents, you do too. Practice this. You will get really good at imperturbability. Your teenager's emotional welfare depends on you. When you are your teen's anchor during this tumultuous stage of their development, they will feel safe and supported, understood, even when they're struggling or when they totally fall apart. Your calm, steady presence helps regulate their emotions and helps them manage all of their challenges faster while you stay calm and imperturbable. R is for routines. A predictable routine allows kids to know what is expected and when. And this reduces anxiety and makes transitions and getting tasks started so much easier. Routines and schedules and strategies like the Pomodoro technique, time blocking, they all teach important executive skills like time management, and believe me, teenagers respond much better to being governed over by a schedule instead of being governed over by a parent. A is for and. Say and instead of but. Here's an example. Hey kiddo, you got high grades here on your report card, but there were a lot of missing assignments. See, their mom was trying to state an honest observation. However, the teen only heard the criticism of late assignments simply because she used but. Instead, say it like this. Kiddo, you got high grades on the report card and there were many late assignments. Just by changing but to and, the teenager can both hear the compliment of high grades, as well as acknowledge the need to improve in homework completion and timely submission. Parenting a teen with ADHD is exhilarating and exhausting. Do you see what I did right there? L is for listen. Mom and Dad, I want you to talk less, listen more. And when you're listening to your teen, really actively listen to them. Don't interrupt. Ask good questions like, can you tell me more about that? Genuinely empathize with your teen. This means really seek to deeply understand them. Try to gather information like a curious but impartial detective. And as your teen is sharing, be totally non-judgmental. Paraphrase back some of what you heard them say, and as you go, gently ask, did I get that right? All right, so now we are going to switch gears and take a look inside of the disruptive parenting bucket. Now, mom and dad, please show yourself lots of self-compassion if you have ever resorted to any of these antics throughout your parenting journey. I always say to err is human and to parent is to err all the time. Here we go. This S stands for shame, blame, and the comparing game. Now, I know no loving parent does this overtly or intentionally, but sometimes we give a disparaging sideways look with that furrowed brow. Teens with ADHD are often hypersensitive and they are going to pick up on it all. If you flash that evil eye at undesirable behavior, it's not going to get you better behavior. It actually is just going to make your teen feel bad about their bad behavior. Research tells us that under their armor of defiance, anger, or dismissiveness is actually feelings of rejection, low self-confidence, even self-loathing. ADHD is serious, but it's not personal. So don't take their actions personally, and then just do your best not to fault or shame or punish your teenager for their ADHD symptoms. They will never be like their neurotypical siblings or that straight-A student next door. Nor do we wish them to, because that would rob your child of all of their own exceptionalities and gifts that come along with ADHD. Put your energy into scaffolding, and that will manifest better results. And when there's a problem with their behavior, address it gently and discreetly, and don't make it personal for you or for your teen. N stands for nagging. Yes, ADHD brains need a lot of reminders, but to your teenager, these well-intended reminders from mom feel like nagging. Instead, lean into systems that your teenager is willing to use, like reminder apps, to-do lists, phone alarms, Post-its. Even texting them on the phone to prompt them to get stuff done will ease their experience of you nagging. Let's talk about yelling. Parents, please don't yell. You never ever need to yell, unless it's to yell fire or call a medic. Yelling only pours salt into the wounds of 1,000 paper cuts that already comes with being a neurodivergent person in a neurotypical world. ADHD is hard enough. Please don't make it harder. I even challenge you not to holler upstairs from downstairs. Walk upstairs. It's good for your heart, it's good for your child's heart, and it will keep you and them from yelling. This next N is for neglecting basic needs. Be sure not to neglect the most foundational needs of ADHD: sleep, good nutrition, and exercise. They are fundamental for managing ADHD in teenagers because they directly impact brain function, focus, and emotional regulation. Adequate sleep improves attention, it reduces impulsivity and anxiety. Balanced nutrition supports neurochemistry, neurotransmitters, dopamine production, enhances mood, cognition. Regular exercise boosts all of those chemicals in the brain and makes for the bedrock of ADHD management. Do those 3 every day and your child will thrive. This O is for overreacting, especially to misbehaviors. Yes, there are absolutely times when you are going to need to address egregious behaviors. And the more often you can catch your teen being good and provide a little praise right at that moment, much more progress will be made in modifying attitudes and actions. So much more than making over the bad behaviors. Positive reinforcement produces more of the actions you are praising, while negative responses to misbehavior will be interpreted as I am bad. If a teen feels bad and they still only have that same bad habit, then the natural result is going to be more of that bad behavior. The opposite of overreacting to misbehavior is practicing imperturbability and praising the good stuff your teenager is doing. Rewards and punishments. Even though we all assume that a prize or an incentive is going to help motivate our teen, it actually does The opposite. Dangling a carrot as an extrinsic motivator has actually been shown to reduce a teenager's intrinsic motivation. Hard to believe, but there's an abundance of research here. Here's the thing. All teenagers already want to be successful. We don't have to question that. Even when they look like they couldn't care less, all kids, every last one, wants to do good at school, wants to succeed at home, at school, with friends, even make their parents happy. They don't need your money, your stickers, a new pair of shoes. What they really desire is your help, encouragement, love, and your undying belief in them. A coveted prize might get the immediate outcome that you want, but rewards backfire on longer, more sustainable development and habit formation. And if you are practicing pro-ADHD parenting, you won't need to worry about punishing. While it has its place and may be necessary for specific situations, instead of penalizing your teen's egregious actions, address the missing skills that got them into trouble in the first place. Focus on sharpening those missing skills with them, scaffolding, and now you and your teenager are both happy and no rewards or punishments are necessary. T for tasks. A lot of teens these days have too many tasks. And teens with ADHD, they struggle with executive functioning, which makes it really hard to manage multiple tasks, especially when they feel overwhelmed or especially when things are unclear. Assigning too many responsibilities at once will lead to frustration and meltdowns. So instead, try to break tasks down into smaller chunks, manageable steps. Provide clear instructions and prioritize only what's really essential. Remember, school and daily life already tax their mental energy significantly, so ensuring adequate downtime for relaxation and recovery is really critical. Frequently ask your teen how they're feeling, so they learn to check in with their body and communicate with you how they're feeling, what they need, and what they're up for. So there you have some of the best practices for pro-ADHD parenting. Let's go ahead and recap the 6 do's and the 6 don'ts. The do's include increase your scaffolding. That will help compensate and teach missing skills. Give your teen tons of praise and positive reinforcement. Mom and dad, be imperturbable, stay calm and parent strong. Routine is queen. Set a schedule for your teen and the whole family and stick to it. Say and instead of but so that your teenager gets the validation they so desperately need. Listen more, talk less. While you're listening, ask good open-ended and non-judgmental questions. The don'ts are avoid faulting or comparing your teenager to others. That will tank their already fragile self-confidence. Parent the child you have. Your child is perfect for you. And now you have new skills and insights to do your job very well. No nagging necessary. Replace parent reminders and yelling with collaborative systems like apps, alarms, to-do lists. They will reduce stress and promote cooperation. Do not overlook the most paramount needs of sleep, nutrition, and exercise. They will help you meet and manage ADHD needs and symptoms. Do your best not to overreact to misbehavior. Choose your battles. Address bad behavior calmly, but spend more time catching them doing good stuff. Instead of relying on external incentives, provide encouragement and unconditional support. All teens are already motivated to succeed. Watch out for too many tasks. Break them down into manageable chunks, give clear instructions, and help your child wherever necessary so that they don't get overwhelmed. There you have the strategies to keep inside the pro-ADHD parenting bucket. And you know which antics to leave out. Let me know how they work for you. And also let me know if there's a particular challenge that you might be experiencing at home, and I'll happily craft a video just for you. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and share it with another parent who might also benefit from it. Visit my website, annieadgen.com, and you will find tons of free parenting ADHD resources there. I'm Annie Adgen, and I'm wishing you all A's in your every endeavor.